Hello, this is Danny. Welcome to a whole other awesome review. It's been a while since I've done a review on this channel. I know it's been a long time, and you're probably all wondering why there is a mattress back there. That's because I just brought a Tempur-Pedic hybrid mattress upstairs. It's fantastic. I've given way more sleep now since I've upgraded from a twin bed to a queen bed, and it's fantastic, by the way. So yeah, and you get a lot more sleep now, and I also got this new gaming chair, which is awesome. So it's been a while since I've done a review on here, and today I'll be reviewing a Doctor Sleep. I actually did read this book. I actually listened to it as an audiobook, which was a way cool, different experience than normally reading a book. Sometimes I like to listen to audiobooks. And it was really cool because I usually read Stephen King books, but I actually listened to this as an audiobook, and it was fantastic. So anyways, I wanted to get the full feel of the source material by listening to the audiobook so I could compare the movie and the audiobook. So the interesting thing about this Blu-ray is it comes with two different versions. It comes with the theatrical cut that's in red, and the director's cut that's in black. And the director's cut is actually 180 minutes long, which comes out to 3 hours long, which is a real long cut. And I gotta say, I really enjoyed this movie. I really wish I had got to see it when it came out on release. But I was in vacation in Playa del Carmen, so I never got to review the movie here on YouTube. And with me, I'm very selective when I review movies. I like to review certain films, And Doctor Sleep is one of those films that I had to review because I'm a huge Kubrick fan, a huge Stephen King fan. I have another channel called Epic Horror Fans where I review movies with different people like JT is Reborn. Basically, it's just JT is Reborn and myself. And we're going to do our own review of Doctor Sleep, by the way. So stay tuned for that to get 2 points of perspective on the movie instead of just my own. But this is my review of Doctor Sleep. So this is my thoughts. What did I think of Doctor Sleep? Well, first of all, we have this scene with Danny Torrance at the beginning of the movie. It's a little bit different in the book, where he meets this girl at this bar, and he's an alcoholic, right? And he realizes that he got drunk with this young girl, and in the book it's different actually, because in the book the kid is looking at cocaine that's on a table, and he's like, candy, and Danny's trying to keep the kid away from the cocaine, and they didn't show that in the movie. Warner Brothers changed it, and they made it more about like marijuana, so there was like marijuana everywhere. But they showed that you did cocaine earlier, but I guess they didn't want to get really messed up like Stephen King does in his books. So because Stephen King goes, if you ever read a Stephen King book, he doesn't leave anything out. There's everything on the floor. He gets down into the nitty gritty. But I gotta say that this film does one thing that is really good. You got these characters, Rose the Hat, and they're these soul-sucking people called the True Knot, who look for people that have the shining, and they suck their essence out, right? So they abduct this kid who's a baseball player in the movie, and it's extremely graphic scene. They stab the kid, they're sucking his soul out of his body. I have to say that was really brutal, and they captured that really good from the book, because in the book it's extremely brutal, and in the movie extremely brutal, so I have to give props to the director for that. One of my main complaints about this movie is it changes the ending. They go with the ending where it's so obvious at how this movie is going to end that, which is what I hate about it. This movie the most, because Kubrick's version is so different from the book, and he goes in a completely different direction, and it's really spooky and it's really creepy, and you get this chilling like feeling when you watch The Shining from the ending, and you don't get that when you watch this movie. But they have to give it kind of a happy ending, but it's like a bittersweet happy ending, and they're trying. It's like they're giving the middle finger to Kubrick, because Kubrick gave the middle finger to Stephen King in the original. He changed the ending. And in this version they're saying, oh, we're gonna go back to that original ending and the original book that Kubrick didn't give, and we're gonna give the middle finger to Kubrick. So I didn't feel like if Kubrick was alive, I don't know how he would feel about the ending to the Doctor Sleep movie. I think he would be kind of offended that it kind of gives the middle finger to his his art or whatever. And I didn't personally really enjoy the ending. It was very. I expected that it was going to end like that, and I wanted it to end like the book, because the book is very unexpected, and you don't expect it, and that's why it's a fantastic ending in the book. And I would love to go into detail about how the book ends differently, but I don't want to spoil the book, so please go out and read the book. And I don't want to spoil the ending to the movie for people that haven't seen the movie. So please go check out this movie, and you'll know exactly what I mean when you read the book and you watch the movie. But honestly, I don't want to spoil any of that for the readers or for the people who are going to watch this movie. And honestly, this movie was really fantastic, and the picture on the Blu-ray was amazing. 10 out of 10 on that. The sound was amazing. You can hear the heartbeats and everything going on in this film. They used Dolby True Atmos, Dolby Atmos and True HD. That's right. So you get Dolby Atmos sound, and you get True HD for the other people that don't have Dolby Atmos, which is what I have. I got like a I have an HD Master Audio setup and a Dolby True HD. So I listened to this in Dolby True HD, and I have to say the sound was fantastic. My subwoofer was like boom, 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 like throughout the whole movie, and I had to turn it down in the scene where the kid was getting stabbed to death because it was brutal and it was so loud. And I have to say that the sound in this movie is fantastic. And Warner Brothers didn't hold back on the violence on this movie. It's 14A in Canada. I don't know what it's rated in America. Probably rated R. Usually when movies are rated R in America, they're 14A in Canada. So 14-year-olds can watch this movie, and it's very brutal. But yeah, our rating system was way different than America. But yeah, I gotta say, this film was really good, and there's nothing bad I can say about it. The True Knot was exactly as I pictured them when I read the book, and they did capture Kubrick's hotel perfectly, and they recreated the labyrinth, which was fantastic. And there's a lot of scenes that are so amazing. The cinematography's so amazing that they made the labyrinth look even bigger than it did in Kubrick's version, which is amazing. I have to give props to the sets in this film because they are fantastic, and they recreated them perfectly. Kubrick's version is a masterpiece, and it will be hard to even hold a candle to that when you make a movie to it. But honestly, the filmmaker did a great job. I felt like the ending was, too obvious, to the audience. But I have to say that this film really did a great job and really captured a lot. Ian McGregor is perfect as Danny Torrance. Rose the Hat is the standout of this film. She's a great villain. And if you're wondering what the movie is about Danny Torrance on a road to redemption. He's trying to stop being an alcoholic, and he's trying to repay the debt by helping somebody else out who has the shining. And he tries to help this girl out in this film, and who also has the shining. And Rose the Hat is after her because her power is immense, and she can cause like earthquakes because her power is so, insane, right? and Danny's protecting her, and in the movie they actually there's actually a part where they actually go to the Overlook Hotel, which is really cool. And the way they recreate the Overlook Hotel in the snow, they have the scene that goes over the water. There's a lot of callbacks in this movie, and I gotta say that it's a fantastic homage to Kubrick's version, while also trying to respect Stephen King's warmth of his original book. So it's kind of like cold and warm. Now, it's not as creepy as Kubrick's version, and it's really hard to be on that pedestal with Kubrick. I would say Kubrick's version is a masterpiece. I give that movie a 10 out of 10, and I'm going to give this movie a solid 7.5 out of 10. And it's really too bad that this movie flopped at the box office, because it's not a bad movie. It's actually a really great movie, and I highly suggest everybody go check this film out. Please get this movie on Blu-ray. It's a great film, and I hope you enjoyed my review of it. I'm going to give the sound a 10 out of 10. I'm giving the picture a 10 out of 10, and I'm giving the movie itself a 7.5. And I'm going to have another review of this on Epic Horror Fans with my friend JT is Reborn. We're going to have 2 points of perspective on the film, so stay tuned for that. And I hope you enjoyed this review. And I'm so glad that I'm back on here talking to you guys again, because it's been so long since I've done a review on here. And I want everybody to know who subscribed to me. Thank you so much for watching all my videos. And I'm going to have way more reviews in the future. So here's to 2020, y'all. Thanks for watching this review, and I'll see you next time.